University of Wisconsin-Whitewater freshmen got a lecture from a guest speaker in their general education class that was anything but general.
The context of 2010 was white rage. White people having to pay for health care, blacks and brown, gays, racism with the first black president. Like, you saw a bunch of American pie hatred just bubble up. White people.
That was guest speaker Aon Riddle's anti-Republican rant. He blamed the white rage for the current state of politics and ripped apart Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker. Joining us now with more on the controversial lecture is the UW freshman who caught it all on tape. Kyle Brooks was in the room filming it. Hey, Kyle, nice to see you this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, what prompted you to want to start filming it there? Did your radar go off? Something's odd about this lecture? What was your reaction?
My professor in my gen ed sociology class invited her friend, Mr. Aon Riddle from Milwaukee's SEIU, to speak to us, and right away he said some pretty outrageous things about the Republican Party being racist. So I quickly grabbed my phone and began filming.
And you say that the theme of this lecture was kind of that all of the problems facing the country are because of these evil Republicans who are only looking out for white people and wealthy people. You knew this professor leaned a bit to the left, but were you surprised that this person was brought in as a guest speaker?
Absolutely. Up to that point, I knew she leaned left, but I didn't know how radically left she leaned. She hit it pretty well in the class, but once this guest lecturer started speaking, I knew. He said politics today on the right wing is fueled by white rage, that the only reason Republicans were successful in 2010 was because of white fear over the first black president and his words, quote, not wanting to pay for brown people's insurance. It was absolutely outrageous towards the Republican Party.
And he's running for political office. What did you think then when the professor brought in the opposing viewpoint for a counter lecture?
Well, that's just the thing. The professor hasn't brought in an opposing viewpoint, and I don't believe she will. I have a good feeling that with the culture of the campus these days, this type of radical left-wing rant is acceptable, whereas an opposing, even moderate conservative view would not be accepted on a campus.
Now, Kyle, you took some action. You took out your phone and began recording there. Did anybody else in the class object to this?
That's just the sad thing. Not a single person objected. I think that's because students today are either afraid to speak up or they don't realize that they are being used as political pawns by the left wing and by the big unions.
What did the professor say in reaction to knowing that you were filming this lecture? Have you caught any flack for it?
Not yet. I'll see on Tuesday, but I don't believe that the professor has contacted me, and the university hasn't commented yet.
Well, maybe the opposing viewpoint will get to be heard after this segment airs on Fox and Friends. Kyle Brooks, we do thank you for your time this morning. And we do want to mention to everybody at home, we did reach out to the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater for a comment, but have not heard back.
All right, thanks, Kyle. Well